Hi there again. So, I don't have too much work to do, hence my decision to make another video about my experience with NLP or Neuro Linguistic Programming. For facts and information about it, it's all in Google or the internet. So, let me start. I used to work as a seafarer in a passenger cruise line, and it was on the health and beauty department. So I was a beauty therapist. Back then, I had a manager who was South African. She was tall, she was dark skinned, she had curly hair. She was the strong kind of woman who you would fear of disappointing. Well, she is a boss. So she does not seem like she was approachable, but with her actions, when she sees there was or impending trouble, you would feel the compassion from her. So as we were traveling around the world, it is a given that if you are in a relationship, it will be long distance. And yes, so back then we were having issues, me and my ex-partner, which got me to a point where I was sleepless literally for 4 days. Despite having some shots of vodka or tequila, I did not find sleep at all. That was very evident in my eyes. It was like my body wanted to rest or was giving up, but my mind was very restless or wanted to do or think about something else, wanted to distract myself. So there, one day she approached me. That was the fourth day. She told me, "Hey, you cannot work like that. See me in the office after work at 11 p.m. So work ended at 9 p.m. I was there at 11 and I met her. She was thanking me initially for allowing her to help me out with what I was going through. She knew nothing about my relationship or the real cause of what's happening. I don't know how, but she just made me felt, and maybe because I look like a zombie. So there, she made me sit. She explained to me that what she was going to do was called Neuro Linguistic Programming, and back then I had zero knowledge of it. So she did not really explain what's it for, where it started, how to do it. She just told me to follow her. So she put her hand over my head and then concentrated for a few seconds and then told me to repeat after her. And then while I was also tapping parts of my face, parts of my collarbones and shoulders until we finished. So it run in about 5 to 10 minutes, and I was saying positive reinforcement words like, let's say, I'll be okay no matter what happens, regardless of what the state I am, I'll be okay. What I am going through right now, I'll be okay. It was like for every tap of every part, I would be talking about something, but it was all addressing the current issue I was in, just using different words. But then I'll be okay. I followed her, tap, 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 tap. Even though I am experiencing this or that, I will be okay. Even though it doesn't seem like everything is going my way, I will be okay. Something like that effect. It was around 4 to 5 years ago, so I could barely remember the exact words. And right after, she again put her hand over my head, and I felt a jolt or a feeling of current from the top of my head going down to my cervical spine, going down to my thoracic and then lumbar spine. It was like I got tickled. It was like an electric shock that was not really shocking or like deadly. You will just feel the current which was not normal, which is why it was shocking. So it went all the way down my spine and exploded to the end, my coccyx. It's coccyx is the end or the last bone of your spine. So it felt like it exploded out there, and after that I started laughing. I started laughing like crazy, like ha ha ha, with my mouth open, that I was even leaned this way because I could not control how I was laughing so hard with no apparent reason. And then after 1 to 2 minutes of laughing out loud uncontrollably, I started crying at the same time. So laughing and crying at the same time, I really did not know what was happening. So I felt crazy. I felt ashamed that my boss was seeing me that way. I can't even stop because I could not control it. So it lasted for like 10 to 15 minutes of me laughing and crying, and I cannot even converse or stop and tell her what is happening. What did you do to me? I just kept laughing and laughing and laughing uncontrollably, with tears streaming down my eyes. And then it came to the point wherein I felt tired or exhausted, that my abdomen was aching because of the tension. And then I had to deep breathe to gain composure. My boss was just looking at me like it was a very normal thing to happen. So when I was able to breathe and steady myself, I started to apologize and say, I'm sorry. I could not control it. She told me it was okay. She was just looking at me now with that motherly look, that she felt like she was able to help me, which she did, because after that I felt so much lighter. I felt like the grudge, the hatred, the anger was gone. I mean, the issue was still there, but the heaviness that was pulling me to not sleep and to overthink, it just jolted away. So then I asked her what happened. She did not even explain to me what happened. All she did was say that that's NLP, and I'm glad that it has helped you. So I had a lot of questions, but all she did answer was that as long as you are okay, as long as you are able to function better, that is what matters. And then she again thanked me for allowing her to help me that way. It was getting late, so it was already around 12, around midnight, because we started at 11, and then like water, we prepped. Less than an hour we were done, but I felt that I was really healed. So there, that was my first experience of NLP. After that, it did not end there. Of course, there was still the reality to face, that the issue was still ongoing, but I believe I handled it better. I just tried to communicate, lay down the facts, what was to happen with the relationship, this and that. And then it was done. I just continued with my day-to-day living. So in my further videos, because it will not end here, right after that NLP session, there would be times that I would feel that there was somebody with me in the cabin, someone tapping me like, hey. Then I would realize that, oh, I'm almost late for work. I was just on lunch break, and then I was like having too much rest and relaxation when a tap would be felt in my leg, and I'd check the time and I will be almost late. Sometimes someone would call my name with no one there, so it would sound creepy and scary, but I believe she or my boss and NLP was the source of my awakening to being sensitive to energy. So thank you for listening, and I hope that if you plan to undergo certification on this, I believe that you will be able to help a lot, as it had helped me. And if I had the time, I'm a busy mom, I would also undergo that, so that I will definitely use it as a tool to alleviate people with emotional pain, because I knew how it had helped me. So anyway, for more questions, feel free to email me at the email I will be posting right below, and subscribe and like my channel. I am just starting out, and I have felt this calling that I have to share my experiences to help many of you who are in the process of an awakening as well. So I guess it would end here, and you have a good day. Bye.